reading and listening to your criticisms of her, which really are quite searing, again, focusing on her track record of accomplishment. And I'm just wondering, when you talk about blemishes, you have an amazing round of accomplishments in your life, but someone could say it like this. You ran for Senate and lost. You worked for John McCain. You were moved off that campaign, and he lost. You had a tenure at Hewlett-Packard that a lot of people describe as extremely rocky, destroying jobs and destroying the company's reputation. Are you really the right person to be criticizing Hillary Clinton's accomplishments or lack thereof?
Whoa, Mika. Welcome to Gimme 5. Wasn't it Ari Fleischer who just last week, who went through the same kind of baloney from Mika on Morning Joe, said, I love being on Morning Joe, but Mika goes off the deep end and parrots the Obama talking points? Well, there's the proof, ladies and gentlemen. How dare she treat a woman like that? I'm shocked that Mika would treat a poor, defenseless woman like that. Only kidding. Carly Fiorina needs nobody's help to set them straight. Watch.
Well, you've clearly been reading the Democratic talking points.
I'm
Let's
reading
just start with Hewlett-Packard.
I'm reading the New York Times.
We accomplished a lot. We accomplished a lot at Hewlett-Packard. We doubled the size of the company to almost $90 billion. We quadrupled the growth rate from 2% to 9%. We tripled the rate of innovation to 11 patents a day. We quadrupled cash flow. We went from lagging to leading in every product category and every market segment.
Humana. Well, you see, those numbers are her version of events, so they brought in someone else to attack Carly, and here it is.
That same description of your accomplishments could be applied, Steve Ratner, to Hillary Clinton's tenure as head of the State Department. Some say that she did amazing things around the world for women and for access to capital for women and for opening doors to the true leaders of countries around the world. Or you could see it the way Republicans see it, and they can talk about Benghazi. It's all about how you look at those accomplishments.
All right, well, Steve Ratner's about to become attack dog for Mika against Carly Fiorina, but some could say Hillary Clinton did amazing things as Secretary of State. She opened doors for women. What? And is that her job as Secretary of State, to open doors for women and ignore Russia, ignore the Middle East, ignore Benghazi, where Americans died, where American security is threatened? Sure, open doors for women. But what doors did she open? What did she do? Name me one accomplishment from Hillary Rodham Clinton, Secretary of State. One! Besides the fact she set the record for miles traveled as Secretary of State. Now here's attack dog Ratner.
You were actually excused, fired is maybe a less nice word, from that job. I think your tenure at Lucent
I was fired. Absolutely, I was fired.
So was I.
And I've been very public about why.
No, but this fired and this fired. But you were fired after a disaster merger with Compaq, and the stock price collapsed, and a lot of really bad stuff happened. Actually, it was a very successful merger with Compaq, which everyone now acknowledges it was a very successful merger with Compaq and set the company up for great success. Well, it was a successful merger because your successor managed to execute what you were not able to execute, which is why the board fired you, I believe. Actually, we had a couple board members who were leaking confidential information. It was a 2-week brawl. I could have kept my job by casting my vote. I chose not to. I've been very public about the exact circumstances behind that firing.
She could have kept her job if she just voted to stay, but she didn't. This is such nonsense. Here's more.
It's taken the NASDAQ 15 years to recover from the depths of the dot-com bust, which is when I was managing. The track record of accomplishment at Hewlett-Packard is clear. The thing about business that's different than politics, in business there actually are numbers. They're results. The facts are indisputable. So people can try and spin them, but the facts and the numbers are there, and they're very clear. And it was a very successful tenure at HP.
And one more.
If we are going to have a real conversation about tapping the potential of men and women, then we also have to be able to talk beyond gender and talk actually about track record and accomplishment and policies. And I think that's the ground upon which this debate needs to be waged. What are your policies, what's your track record, and what are your accomplishments?
Fair enough.
All right, good for you, Carly.